2 Chronicles 23, let's call this one How Not to Get Ahead by Mindlessly Attacking the Patriarchy, because in this chapter we are actually going to see a woman by the name of Athaliah now as the ruler in Judah. One problem though, there was never supposed to be a descendant on the throne of Judah from the line of Ahab, and she is actually Omri's granddaughter, which means she was Ahab and Jezebel's daughter. She had married into the line of Judah, and now she has taken control by, as we saw at the end of the last chapter, once her husband Ahaziah was killed by Jehu, she in turn killed the royal family of Judah, trying to make sure that she took control of the throne. But one of her own family members made sure that the last remaining heir, Joash, was actually hidden and safe for 6 years while Athaliah ruled. And that family member of hers was actually married to a man by the name of Jehoiada, who, as he saw his wife save the last remaining heir of the line of the kings of Judah, did not simply sit back and shiver, but the early verses of the chapter are going to say he found courage to then protect the child and then prepare the way for him to actually be enthroned as king of Judah at 7 years of age. And so as the story develops, we're going to see the way in which Jehoiada is going to be a kingmaker, not simply seating him on the throne, but guiding him. And the story is going to say that all the while Jehoiada was alive, Joash the king did well. And it's going to switch afterward. But the charge in this case is going to be clear, because Athaliah has basically followed in the same pattern of Jehoram, the previous king of Judah, by getting rid of anybody who could have been a rival to his power as king of Judah. Now, as ruler of Judah, she's done the same thing. And so the charge is obvious. If it was wrong for Jehoram to do it, it's wrong for Athaliah to do it. And so the verdict is going to come in the form of not a direct revelation from God or a word or letter from the prophet, as we've seen in the past. This time, the people are going to make it obvious that she is not the legitimate ruler of Judah. And so they are going to begin to make a covenant to enthrone, as we said, Joash as the rightful king. And after having found her guilty of not being the legitimate ruler of Judah, the people are then going to sentence her to death, or at least Jehoiada and those who have now enthroned the king will do that. But they're going to pause the proceedings to make sure that she's taken outside the temple so that she is not executed there. But once she is removed from the temple, they are going to execute her, leading to the last verse in the chapter, reading verse 21. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet after Athaliah had been put to death with the sword, which reminded me of a few things. The first of which goes back to the title, the way in which Athaliah mindlessly attacked the patriarchy in Judah. But the interesting thing to note was that she did not replace the patriarchy in Judah with a more peaceful environment for its people. She simply put a more feminine face on the patriarchy of Israel that she now basically repeated on the throne or as the leader of Judah. See, because she simply picked up the old habits from the old kings of Israel. She did not create something new and fresh for the people of Judah. As we said, she simply put a feminine face on the old habits of the kings of Israel, who were known to kill or exterminate any rivals and try to suppress any remaining dissent. And that's all she did. And so her leadership style in Judah did not attack the patriarchy by replacing toxic masculinity with a more peaceful style of governing. It simply replaced toxic masculinity with toxic femininity, reminding me of the second thing that stood out to me in this chapter, going back to what we read from the last verse. It wasn't simply the men of Judah who were relieved once her brand of toxic femininity was removed from the throne of Judah. It says that everybody had a door open to find more peace.